All right, welcome back everyone to some more Magic content. With the release of Marvel Superheroes, we got some fun and exciting things for you. Now, this kind of has delayed me as I was going to do the Mardu deck showcase next, but as soon as I saw some of the stuff they were releasing in this set, I knew I had to make another Synthesizer deck before it rotates out of Standard next year. This card is crazy, as it enters Scry 2, and then when a different artifact with CMC 3 or greater enters, you make a 0/0 construct token that gets 1/1 for each artifact you control. These things scale so fast, and two cards in particular came out of the most recent set, Marvel Superheroes. The one I'm super excited about is Ultron, because whenever another non-token artifact you control enters, you may pay 2. If you do, you create a copy of it, but it becomes a 2/2 robot villain creature instead. Note that one of the copyable characteristics on a card is the CMC. So if you have a Synthesizer in play and you play another 3 mana artifact or greater, you can pay 2 to copy that artifact, and it will still trigger your Synthesizer that is in play to make another construct token. So you'll make 2 construct tokens for a slightly reduced rate. Now, this card is already crazy good. The thing that makes this just a tad bit better is Shuri, because she makes all your artifact spells cost 1 less, and at sorcery speed, you can make an artifact you control become a copy of another artifact you control. And you can have a ton of fun with this, because you can have a Synthesizer in play, make another artifact you control become a Synthesizer, play a 3-drop or greater, and exponentially grow your army of tokens. You can also just make them copies of these 2 big beatsticks, Riptide Gearhulk or Krang, and you can just threaten onboard destruction between just these 2 cards alone by just making things copy them. Note that when Shuri does make a copy of something, that thing is not legendary. So for Krang here, you can make one of your other artifacts a copy of Krang or copy of Ultron. That copy is not legendary, so you don't have to worry about the legend rule. You'll still keep your originals, you just get double the benefits out of everything. To kind of offset this kind of play here, we have a Fugitive Droid and No More Lies for being able to counter things. Fugitive Droid counters spells that target your artifacts, and No More Lies is just a generically good 2-drop counter spell. And we also included Repurposing Bay in here to be able to kind of sacrifice things that we don't want. Notably, like Cried Bricks. We don't really want to flip this. 7 mana to craft this is a lot. You pretty much have to be losing if you're doing this. So that's why we can use the Repurposing Bay to sacrifice this 2-drop to go get us a Synthesizer, or go get us a Snare, or an Ultron, because you can cheat Ultron in with a Repurposing Bay, which is hilarious. And you can do this for each of these artifacts. Notably, when Ultron does copy, because it keeps the CMC of the copy, you can use Repurposing Bay to sack the creature to go get a much more powerful card. So yeah, I'm super excited. I have tried building this in the past, and it actually won me a chance to go and play at a face-to-face event here in Canada, which was awesome. And then, if you're wondering about the sideboard, this is pretty much it. We have some board control. We have a bunch of counter spells for the control matchup. I went for Soul Guide Lantern instead of Rest in Peace, because you can actually tutor this out of the deck with Repurposing Bay by sacrificing a token. And since the whole point of this deck is to make tokens, it's not unreasonable to get to this level of mana. Torpor Orb does shut off some of the things we do, but not all of the things we do. So Torpor Orb is a fantastic card for that reason. And there's just a bunch of good things in here. On that, we're going to take it through 5 rounds. I will keep track this time. And we're going to see how well it does. I have high hopes for this deck, so let's go to round 1. Alright, round 1 is here with a prominent Pioneer player, so I'm curious to see what their take on Standard is. And as soon as they choose... Game didn't crash? No, game did not crash. Okay. Alrighty. So, this is actually not a bad start, because we have a Shuri and a Repurposing Bay. The downside is after Repurp Bay, I pretty much only have Anchorage to help get me going, so there's not a whole lot here until I can get Krang. I'm willing to see what we draw off the top of this, because I think a Shuri is just... That cheapening of 1 mana can be very threatening, because it does still lower for Krang, because he's an artifact. So I think I want to run this. I want to try it out. Not too sure. I probably could try to mulligan it, but I don't really think it's super necessary. Downside is if I just draw lands, I'm kind of screwed. So I'm hoping to draw something here. I don't really want to trade a Shuri for a Gran, even though I might have to. It depends. But they probably have something to stop Shuri. But we're going to make them at least use it. There's probably a counterspell here. Which sucks, because it will get them online faster, but they were just going to counter whatever spell I had anyways. Oh, it gets them online right now. No, they pitched Gran. Okay, that's interesting. So they didn't have another lesson or a lesson worth using. Notably, they might not want to swing, so they probably are going to cast a lesson here to kill. Yeah, they're going to cast a lesson here to kill. Which sucks, because it makes everything much more expensive, but I got a Repurp Bay and a Clay-Fired Bricks coming, so hopefully I can find a way to deal with this Gran. They didn't make it come into play untapped, which I think is a risk here, because... Like, you could be threatening a counterspell for 1 mana, which is very powerful. Unfortunately, I didn't draw the thing to counteract it, so we're just going to play this Repurp Bay and hope for the best. Like, they could use a Boomerang to bounce this to my hand. I don't think they're going to, because they're on the Jeskai Rev version of this deck, and I don't even think that version of the deck runs the bounce spells. So we're going to see what they got for us. The downside to this is that all of their counterspells are 1 mana right now. So they could just straight up negate this if they wanted to. Yeah. Sure, I'll just decline. I got another one in hand anyways, it doesn't even matter. They're stopping me for a turn to do this. Unfortunately, he's had this way too long, so he's just going to get so much value. 2, 4, 6 mana. Oh, that is rough. Okay. Thor is extremely, extremely busted. Yeah, the fact that Jeskai Rev can play this card very easily is very, very much a bad thing for us. So, I gotta hope he doesn't have another one, because I'm pretty much just gonna pop that as soon as I can. Luckily, we have tutorable ways of doing so. Mindstone here is actually pretty fun. We're just gonna pop this. This is also just another 2-drop that can search out for things. We're just gonna take that guy. We don't want him here. And then we're gonna go to this, and then we're just gonna pass. The idea here is to just swap the Mindstone and a Repurp Bay for something a little bit more useful, and then hopefully drop a Krang into play, because it only cost me 1 land to sack the Mindstone. I'm hoping they whip here. Yeah, they pretty much whiffed. They got a tablet and a stock up, it looks like. So that's probably the best case scenario, because they had to waste all of their mana to do it. And they hit me for 7, which sucks, but... Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So... they're probably casting a Rev on the next turn, because they have so much mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, even if they cast Rev, and I attempt to counter it, like, I would have to have a hard counter, because they can just pay through the No More Lust, so... And that's not even including Grand's cheapening, so I think we're pretty much lost here. Yeah, they just have infinite mana. I think we're pretty much lost here, but I'm willing to see what we can do. I want to make the mana. We're going to activate this. We're going to crack this. He has no counter spells, so I'm gonna pop this guy into play. I do like that. It's pretty good, and we're gonna do this. He can't counter me because he only has red mana. So the most that he can do is just blow up an artifact. But I don't think they have that main deck. I believe that card is the sideboard. But like, I can't do anything. Like, I can't even play Krang here because I just didn't have the mana, and I would be risking losing the game to do that. Oh, you got a Jeskai Rev off the God damn it. Yeah, it's game over. That is just straight game over, because I can almost guarantee they got one in hand. So that's gonna straight murder me. Not fun. Yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah, they don't even need to cast it from hand. Thor gets it from the grave. That's so good. Yeah. Powerful, powerful card. Alright, how are we gonna deal with this in game 2? Oh, that's a good question. They don't play enough creatures for authority to matter. Like, I have to put Soul Guide Lantern in. I don't need to put Torpor Orb in, though. But I definitely need Soul Guide. I just don't think these Fugitive Droids are going to be doing anything in this match. Because I guess they can counter... They're one of the very few things that can actually straight counter a Jeskai Rev without issue. So I might want to keep them in for that reason. Mindstone can come out. Repurp Bay... I don't hate. Cranks can probably come out. And we can go Soul Guide, we can go Riptide. And Tishana's Tidebenders aren't going to do much of anything. And I think I just want to trim... Want to trim for what, though? Torpor Orb's not going to do anything. Do I just keep a Krang in? Because nothing else seems that good in comparison. Like, our roads in this matchup are not the best strategy. So I could probably get rid of a road for one Get Lost, and then that's pretty much all I got, though. Yeah, I think we're just going to keep a Krang in. I honestly, I don't think I have enough sideboard material for this deck. I could possibly do this, but we're just going to pay through it, right? I think I'm just going to get rid of her roads and go for phantoms. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't like roads in this. Roads are good, I guess, but that extra basic land really matters a lot to this deck. Because even if I get rid of, like, a Thor or something else, they're just gonna have the mana to cast the thing they need just that little bit faster. And that's really the telltale difference here. So I think I just put droids into play, I put a Shuri into play, and I just hope. Now, I could have left mana up for counter spells, but I think right now I'm really curious to see what they do here. Just blow off with Shuri. We'll trade Gran. He probably has another Gran, though. Nothing, eh? Interesting. Ooh. I'm gonna hold on to the Soul Guide Lantern because I'm scared of what he has. If I had another mana, if I drew land, I could play a 1-drop, but I don't think... I could have also attacked. Yeah, we're just gonna stop that. Straight. No mana for you. Here, I'm happy with just Soul Guide Lantern. Get rid of Rev. Fugitive Droid. And now we wait. Now, before I play Synthesizer, I would like an additional mana to work with. So that if, for this reason, if they want to try and bounce my shit, I can at least sack a Fugitive Droid. To do so, because it costs me a mana. But I have 2 Synthesizers, so I just need them to burn their counterspell. That is fine. So the thing here is if they just cast Gran, I can wait until they have the mana they need. Yeah, so that's the other problem is Iros just stops this. That's fine. I think I just don't cast anything. Because I'm not even... Why am I not even getting land? Like, 23 lands in this deck and I can't even find one. That's crazy. This is just a waiting game at this point. We'll try this. See if he wants to counter it. Doesn't care. Love it. Hopefully that does something to my mana. Yeah, that's non-land specifically. The only thing in the deck that can get rid of land creatures is the Pinnacle. Oh, that's interesting. Sure. Do you want to destroy that? That seems like a waste, but sure, I'll take it. I don't understand the reason for destroying the bricks. Usually you'd want to save that for a Synthesizer or a Perilous Snare. Yeah, we'll just brick your graveyard right now. I just don't want him drawing 3 cards, essentially, so we'll just get rid of everything that I can, resolve it all. So this guy's gonna hit me for 1,000,000, and I can't stop it with Snare. So I gotta find something else to deal with this problem, and that is going to be these guys. We're gonna pop this guy down. We're gonna pop that guy down. I'm hoping he doesn't have a counterspell. Cool. I don't care about that, but I do care about the Shuri. Shuri will make everything cheaper anyways. Now, notable, if he plays land... Can he play Land Rev? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can play Land Rev. Yeah, we're just gonna stop that from happening. Yeah, it's not that easy, buddy. Does he have another one? He has... He drew, like, all of them! Holy shit, that is so broken. Yeah, we'll get that one. Well, I don't get Shuri anymore, but I have a bunch of land. Shuri wouldn't have done me anything anyways. I would have loved to have played Shuri, made this into a copy synthesizer, and just made a bunch of blockers. Unfortunately, I cannot do that. So we're just going to have to Perilous Snare the only thing I can, which is his tablet. And then Hope to God, a hollow 2-mana counterspell deals with him. I'm not going to play with this land. I want to bluff that I have more than what I actually have. But he's probably just going to win the game off of this Great Hall. Which is unfortunate, but it just is what it is. Like, I could have brought in the Pinnacle Staircage, but realistically, like, he doesn't need more than one of these made into a creature, so I play one, it takes one away, and then he just makes another one into a creature. Like, it doesn't do anything different to his board state. Because he's playing it really safe here. A Rhodes would have taken care of this guy. Just want to see if he's got a counterspell to back it up, but I don't think he does. Does he? Oh, he does! He actually had the counterspell to back it up. That's crazy. Well, can't do much about that, that's for sure. But he also can't cast anything this turn. So what's he gonna... Price of Freedom, Jesus. That is brutal. It makes it castable until his next turn. I drew Repurposing Bay, but that's not going to do anything because he's just going to get it back. That's actually crazy right now. I think I'm just going to put it in play, and this is all I got. Like, I'm not cracking the snare. You're going to pop it. So, yeah, like, there's just nothing I can really do here. I just, unfortunately I lose. This deck is just really, really good at removal, essentially. Sure, get a Grind. Make everything cheaper. Why not, right? Oh, my God. Yeah, this is why the Lessons package is so good. Like, this is just a good representation of, like, the Lessons package just being, like, overpowered right now. Just super, super consistent. I love it. I think it's a very well thought out deck, and you can just do a bunch of fun things with it. The inclusion of Thor is crazy powerful. Yeah, this is the standard that all standard decks have to live up to. Because I don't even think its worst matchup is not even, like, a bad matchup anymore. It's crazy. Alright, round 2. And we are not starting off strong in this showcase, but I do like this hand a lot. Synthesizer and Ultron are just crazy good together. So we're gonna have some fun here. Get some bricks in play. Now, I have a lot of lands, but that's fine, because I'm not going to run out of problems. The only thing is I just don't have a lot of blue. I only have 2 sources of blue, so this could potentially be an issue. Oh, am I just going to run up against this deck the whole time? That's actually really funny. I am not going to cast any 3-drop in my hand for a hot minute. Yeah, that's fine. Go for it, buddy. You can pop that artifact. Like, I see 2 open mana, I don't want to cast fucking shit. Not until I have some sort of protection. Okay. Ooh, this is crazy good. We can do 2-mana Shuri into 2-mana Synthesizer. Make everything cheaper with an actual 2-1 in play. And a snare, let's go! Okay. This is gonna be lit if I can do this. If they let me do this, this is gonna be a crazy turn, because everything's 2 frickin' mana. And with my land, the play is to turn this Clay Fried Bricks into a Synthesizer, play Synthesizer, play snare, maximum power. He's not gonna let me. But we're gonna frickin' try. Become a copy of this. Two-mana Synthesizer. Will you let me? You can't let me. Oh my god, he's good. Oh, this is gonna be hilarious. He doesn't have a way to counter it. That's so good for me. We don't want that. We do want that. Snare. Oh. Oh! This is why... This is what we came here for! We did the thing! It's crazy. Look at this threat. He desperately needs a board wipe right now, but he's got nothing, because the deck doesn't main deck any board wipes anymore. I believe it used to, but there's just no reason to. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna pop a Rhodes out. We are gonna add in these guys. I still want to reduce the Mind Stone and a Krang, and I think this time I just want to put Spell Pierces in, just like a whole counterspell package. The other Riptide just isn't going to do enough, and then I think we can actually trim... We can trim a single Droid for a Lantern, because I still want Lantern in the deck. But we don't need, like, a crazy amount of counterspells. I just want ones that work. So, the thing I've noticed about this deck, with the way that it's changed over time, is a lot of people don't run Mistrise as much. So cards like Spell Pierce and Phantom get a lot better. Because they essentially, they don't wait until they have, like, the 9 mana to cast the spell. They just jam it at 7 mana, and so you can counterspell it for like 1 mana, which is great with our droids here too, because they can just essentially do that. Ooh, he's actually playing it. Crazy. So he might actually have to wait until 9 mana to cast his spell uncounterably, which is good for us. We're just gonna drop a Clay Fried Bricks and try that. If he wastes a counterspell on it, I'm super happy with that being the outcome. Because like I don't really have to worry about it anymore. We do this, and I think we just drop a Fugitive Droid, and we just swing out, station the other one because we can, and end the turn. So this guy, he looks like he's probably playing a more classic version of Jeskai Rev. If I play this out properly, I think we can do it, because this guy's not going to do anything for a bunch of turns. And I have 2 No More Lies in hand. I'm not really in a rush to play Synthesizer and have it get destroyed, because I have nothing to back up Synthesizer with. So I'd rather hold open 2 counterspells, deal with any possible threats that they actually have, and wait until I have enough mana to do something proper. I do want to see... I want to kind of see if he's got a counterspell for Shuri. I don't know if he'll care enough about Shuri, but I did literally kill him with that card's ability, which is crazy. It's only at 5 mana, so I'm not... I want to untap before I cast the Synthesizer. I also would rather have another 3-drop with it. Yeah, let's try and see if he has a counterspell. This is a waste of a counterspell because I only have 1 mana up, but I need to see if he'll let this go through or if he's gonna use his 2 mana to counter it. He can't pay for it, but he can definitely try to counter it. It'd be in his best interest to counter it and hope that I don't have like a snare to steal it. Because that would set him back a little bit. Because now I got rid of a counterspell, made him tap out for it. So... Jeskai Rev, gone. Good. Get it out of here. You don't want it. Synthesizer. He's got no mana. And I'm going to have 1 mana to counter whatever it is he's trying to do. Clay Fried Bricks is good. The problem here is that... he's going to probably Jeskai Rev And depending on what he targets, I won't be able to stop it. Actually, no. He has to target a land for me to not be able to counter it. Okay. Yeah, no, I like that's super fine. Yeah. He doesn't have it. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. So yeah, he's probably waiting until he can make it uncounterable then, if that's the case. Day of Judgment, crazy. It doesn't matter. Snare your thing. So now even if you had it, it just wouldn't matter anymore. Station my guy. I should have stationed the 5-drop I made last turn, but it is what it is. This thing goes up to 12, so... Actually, that could have mattered. It can matter for specifically next turn, because then I could just make a copy of Snare if it's still in play. But I'm holding up 2 mana. He can't cast Rev, and I'm representing Counterspell. So, like, he's got to find an answer, or he just loses the game here, I think. But I also have to draw an actual threat. I guess I have 2 turns to kill him, but... Yeah, that's perfectly fine. We're just going to go combat, and we're going to swing out. Sure. That's perfect. And the turn... Oh, I could sack it and go get a droid! Oh, that would have been so good. 4, 6, yeah. It just doesn't matter. If he plays Jeskai Rev this turn, like, it's just getting auto-countered. His best idea would be to wait till my end step to play Rev, because it's an instant speed spell. But... we're just gonna do this with it. Get droid. Do this. Because right now I can sack droid to stop him from revving, which is ideal. Star charts is fine. You can have star charts. 2, 4, 6, 7. He still needs 2 more turns to be able to make it uncounterable. So he's losing 2 lands out of it. So I think it's probably gonna be this might just be enough of a threat. Yeah. He gets me there, unfortunately. Now he can rev safely. Do I care about rev? I don't think so. Like, it gains him 4 life, deals me 4 damage, makes 2 dudes. In that time frame, I'm going to essentially rip his graveyard and do a bunch of fun things. This is his only free window to cast it. Unless he thinks I have Spell Pierce, which is very possible, but... I'm hoping he doesn't cast it. If he doesn't cast it here, I'm fine. Inevitable Defeat, interesting choice. Off of the 4-color control deck. Very interesting choice. It doesn't matter. Sure. You can have it back if you want. Just gonna pop Repurposing Bay? Sure. I don't care. because that's not the important part. The thing is you have to get rid of my board presence, even if you do it this turn. 4, 6, 8, 9. He has enough to make it uncounterable. Sure. Yeah, let's just see if he's got it. Does he remember to make it uncounterable? He doesn't. Yeah, he just didn't remember to make it uncounterable. Crazy. Sure. I'll just make a copy of this. Don't want any of those lands. Those lands can get out of here. We don't need you in this land. Still representing Spell Pierce, by the way. How did he not make it uncounterable, though? Like, that's crazy. That literally lost him the game. He had a chance if he didn't make it... If he made it uncounterable, he had a chance in this game. Like, I thought that's what you were building up to. 9 mana, man. It's crazy. Yeah, that's not gonna help you. Oh, that's not gonna help you so hard. It's even funnier, but I like this better. Make a copy of this. Steal your dude. Still make 2 dudes. And... say it again. You still have a chance. That bought you a single turn. Did you get Jeskai Rev? Jeskai Rev helps you here. It only doesn't get rid of all my creatures, but it gets rid of some of them. Let's find out. We're just gonna attack in the... We're just gonna attack. Yeah. Threaten it. He's gotta have it. Oh, that is crazy good. I like that. Yeah, you're gonna kill that and my land. Interesting. Ooh. He's holding on by, like, the skin of his teeth here. Can he stop an Aura Sight? It does, no. He is just barely holding on. Crazy. Crazy! Does he have another inevitable defeat? He does! This man is mad! What is happening? 32 cards left in his library, and he found 3 inevitable defeats. That's insane. Crazy, crazy luck. He did dig a lot. That is fair enough to think, but that's still, like, to find 3 of them like that. Crazy. That's a terrible idea. I wonder if... Slagstorm, is that a win? Oh my god, that's a win! Jesus. Swagstorm's crazy there, because that's not usually played in this deck. Oh man, that was so cool. Okay. Okay. We're gonna get rid of the Phantom Interferences. We're bringing back Inner Roads, specifically because of what they're doing. And... he was super focused on getting rid of the Repurposing Base, which I thought was hilarious. Because that's not the actual part of the problem. Tidebenders are not good here. I could bring Torpor Orbs for the dragon, but... Is that really doing anything for me? Because it stops Riptides, it stops the Krang. I could take out a Krang for the Torpor Orb. It's cute. I don't hate it. I can technically sack it at any time if I don't want it. I'm kind of talking myself into it, aren't I? I feel like I am, yeah. Yeah, we'll try it. Throw in a Torpor Orb because of the stupid dragons. That was crazy good. 3 inevitable defeats is crazy. Crazy look. Let's see if I can pull this out in game 3. That's a lot. I need more threats. I need actual land. Like 2 lands instead of like 1 Clay Fredericks would be great. So this is not starting off well. We're going to put Aura Sight and we're going to put Bay back. We're going to keep this hand. And we're just going to hope and pray. I think I just play Shuri. So it's not like they're doing much on turn 2 anyways. They might remove it. That's fine. Gets rid of something out of their hand, which I don't particularly hate. Why would you play Seer? That seems like an odd choice. We're gonna keep a road. I wanna have the removal necessary. Yeah, we'll try and get a land. If he counters it, it is what it is. Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of one of those dragons now. I don't want to deal with it. What you got, boy? Just pop that now. It replaces the land. This is like the only time it breaks even. Other than that, it's not helping, but doing that is really good for me. Oh, I'm not drawing any threats. Ooh. Oh, thank God, Day of Judgment. Get it out of here. He's not gonna be able to cast that. It does nothing. I have nothing in play. Oh my God. Like, I have so many things for when he puts shit into play, but I got nothing for anything else. He's gonna probably stock up here, which is fine. Oh, 2, 4, 6, yeah, he's already at 7, so this is a worrisome event. Because I can only do, there's only so much I can do against this guy. I think, oh, this is rough, yeah. This is rough. I think he's waiting for me to do something. But he's probably gonna do it on my end step right now. Yeah, uncounterable. He finally learned how to activate that. Yeah, I don't know why you focus on just the repurposing bay. Like, I get it's a search, but overall, that's not the thing that kills you. I think, technically, if you're holding up interaction for the artifacts I'm putting into play, the things you should be worried about the most are just the synthesizers. Right? Wasting removal on a repurposing bay, probably not the best idea. And this is one of the very few times Spell Pierce is actually garbage, because he just refuses to play his cards until he has enough mana to deal with a Pierce. Also, just the fact that I'm not casting anything to put pressure on him. Like, he can just sit back, wait, draw a million cards, do a million things. He's gonna bounce one of my lands. Because he doesn't even care about this, because this lets me search. Dude, you shouldn't care about that. That lets me search and it gains me life. Like, why would you pop that? You should definitely pop the tapped land. You're fucking dumb. Oh, I wonder if he has a... Oh, it's uncounterable? Is it uncounterable? Yeah, it can't be countered. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I got nothing. Dude, you just love giving me life and land, apparently. Sure. You have infinite mana anyways. Like me attempting to spell pierce it does nothing. So this is unfortunate. He just has everything he needs and he's gonna win the game. There's very little I can do about this. A lightning helix off the top is crazy. Fuck, I had it too. I stopped drawing stuff in game 2 that would have let me like consistently deal with this stuff. I had like perceivable threats every turn, but he just had the actual interaction to deal with those threats at any given time, which is crazy. Oh. Yeah, okay. What am I realistically, what am I doing here? Not much of anything. Yeah, we'll do this. Specifically just pop a token, I think, here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he can just... Inevitable defeat. Oh my god, that's actually crazy. Where's all that? That's so funny. I guess. You gonna counterspell it? No, you're gonna let that one go. Yeah, this is why the deck is so good, right? Like, this is, in all honesty, this is probably just going to be considered a tier 1 competitive deck. The only decks that can really deal with it are the same type of decks that just go fast, right? Mardu Discard can deal with this for the most part. If they have to really have gas at the start, though. But they can run off 3 lands and not really worry about anything. Alright, so this is Mike from the future. This is going to be my 3rd round as I can't count due to the incredible Jeskai Rev decks frying the crap out of my brain. We're going to keep this because it's at least something better. And we're just going to see how well this goes. So far, my luck has not been doing okay, so I'm kind of worried, but we're gonna see. He doesn't have blue mana, so I think I just jam the Synthesizer. He has a disenchant, he has a disenchant, but I don't think most decks are playing disenchants right now. I don't want any of those cards. Oh, actually, I could have used the Fugitive Droid to sack to Repurp Bay, but I don't really think that's doing me any good if I do. Yeah, that's also not doing me any good right now. Seeing that in play. You got a removal spell? I know you do. And I have my life total right now. Yeah, you are. Not even the good one that people use. Just the 3 mana one. Oh, that's actually insane. Well, that's fine because I hate both of those cards. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna sack one of these, and we're gonna go get this guy, and that guy is gonna take that guy and shove it in your ass. Because I cannot deal with getting halved a million times. And he probably has more removal. Like, this is just a safe bet. I would have done the same even if I didn't draw Synthesizer. Drawing Synthesizer just made it a lot easier. Sweet. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah, there we go. That's how we do it. Just draw the removal. Alright. Now... I don't know what type of deck this guy's on. I feel like it's just a creature brew. The Future Droid could actually be really good here. Could it? Like it's a blocker. If I'm thinking like that, it's a terrible idea. Let's get rid of it. Fuck droids. Get it out of here! What do we want? Tidebinders are good for the certain triggers. Starcage isn't gonna do anything. Get Losts are good. More counter magic? Like I think more counter magic is kind of ideal. We're gonna take the Mind Stone. And we're gonna put in more counter magic, and I think that's pretty much it. I think I might trade one Krang for a Gear Hulk, and I think that's all I want to do. Just kind of be a little bit more patient. It's not like he showed me much. It looks like he's not really doing a whole heck of a lot until turn 3, so I got at least a couple turns to make sure I have this in my hand. Like, I'm not casting this for a while. So we're just going to play land, we're going to play it very slow. And I got 2 counter spells, so let's see what we can do. Definitely not playing the bricks, though. Oh, nice. I got all counter spells. Let's go. Yeah, I'm just not doing anything. I'm waiting to see what kind of spells he casts. And we're just straight getting rid of them. Like, I can play bricks on this turn, because then I can get a land to then let me cast No More Lives. And then I also have mana to then do, like, Repurp Bay. If I draw into a land, I can do Repurp Bay, sack immediately, which is crazy. So we'll see what happens here. Like, I just got full control. Like, this guy is just unable to do a whole heck of a lot, which is really good for me. Because he's, like, every spell that he's played so far has just been hard countered. Now, I didn't draw this, so I'm not playing Repurp Bay. Because chances are I can get away with just a Tidebender, or Tidebinder, countering a trigger, and I don't want to miss that trigger that needs to be countered. Dark Leon Shredder's good. Harvester's fine. Yeah. This lets you what? Play cards out of your graveyard? So, alter creature card. That's super okay. We're just gonna do this. And you are... Yeah, we're just gonna put you away. Get rid of you. Because I don't want to deal with Death Touch. Because he's only a 2 power. So, like, he's never attacking here. So... You know, the biggest problem is, like, he can hit my Gear Hulk with it. But, like... If he decides to do that, I can just get rid of his Harvester on my next turn anyways, and then it's just Gear Hulk versus Gear Hulk. Oh, just disenchants it, makes a copy of it, puts my bricks away. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'm good with that. It was like... You're not really doing a whole heck of a lot at that point either. If I draw land, I can do Snare and Bay in one go. Or Snare and hold up Tidebinder. Which is crazy. Ooh, I could Snare my own thing, Tidebinder this guy, even better. But there's really nothing here to warrant anything. This guy's got to figure out how to end his turn or cast a spell. Like, what is it? I think he has removal for a creature. And he's like, do I kill my own creature? That's what I feel like is going on here. Either that or he disconnected. So we'll see. you seriously just disconnect? That's so awkward of a time frame to disconnect on. That's not good for you. I think I win this either way, because I just take it slow. I just play removal after removal. Don't let him keep a board state. Take a couple points of damage here or there, and just really, really wait it out. Because, like, here I just snare his Harvester. Like, it doesn't even matter. And then by then he'll have access, like, he'll just replay Dark Leo. I'll just shove it back in the deck with Riptide Gearhulk, and like, everything's gonna be nice and cozy. But yeah, this guy disconnected, unfortunately. Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. But it is what it is. This just gives me more mana, so I can literally go Snare and Binder in the same go-around. That's if he comes back. He does have removal for creatures in his hand, though, so that's good to know. Come on. Do the thing. Yeah, there it is. Not a good showcase, but it's something. I think I was winning that game no matter what, though. There's just no shot he had enough to deal with in terms of, like, both of the things we could do. I was maybe losing, like, 4 life off this attack. Maybe 6 if he's able to cast an on-creature spell, but other than that, I'm not really losing much here. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that game at least. All right, 3rd round. No, this is the 4th round. Man, I'm already losing track. That's crazy. Let's go first. Having to think so much against these Jeskai Rev decks is too much, man. Too much for me. Turn 1 droid is going to be lit, though. Yeah, no, that's my biggest issue so far with this deck, is that it just can't play against Rev easily. But that's to be expected, because Rev is, like, one of the best control decks in the format. I would love to see how this goes against Airbend, because I think Airbend probably destroys this deck, but they have to be really precise in how they deal with it. Got nothing for turn 2, but it's fine. So I got this boy. Come on. Hurt me. No deceit. Just straight get rid of it. I don't want to see it. I think I just want to do this for now. Because then if whatever they play, I can just Aura Sight it away, and then have mana for, like, Repurp, Ultron, and just start making threats. Because I want to play Ultron first, and then copy Repurp. Oh, that hurts. Repurp is probably gone. I'd be surprised if it was anything that wasn't Repurp. These people usually just pick Repurp because it's such an easy target. Because you're essentially like, oh, you can just search your deck for anything, which is like a very good toolbox card. You're usually ripping a toolboxy card like this out of someone's hand is like a good step. Ultron is quite favorable too. And we're just gonna play an Ultron. And hopefully he doesn't have 3rd Deceit in the top, like, 17 million cards. Because, like, in the top 10 cards of his library, he had, like, 2 Deceits. So that was pretty not nice of him. Bricks to be able to play land. And then we Synthesizer looking at the top two. Because the one thing they can't deal with is Synthesizer. Ooh. Shuri has to go to the bottom, unfortunately. Because that report bay is calling my name right now, because I'm super set up for Synthesizers. What you got? Pitch Deceit. You bitch! Top 15, 3 Deceits? What the fuck is happening? What is actually happening here? That's fucking wild. He has the... Okay. That's super fine, because I'm just gonna stack my top two. Yeah, sure, he's fine. Because I can make clay-fired bricks a copy of something, and then sack it for a higher mana value artifact if need be. This guy hasn't really done anything but just, like, play Deceits and removal. And I don't know if they can actually get rid of artifacts. I don't think they can. So I don't think there's anything in blue or black that can specifically get rid of artifacts. But you're going to Superior Spider-Man, bounce something to my hand, and then make me discard it, which is fine. Yeah, that's fine. I can just get another copy of it. I'm not too concerned about that. The fact that he's found literally, like, 3 Deceits in the top 15 is actually kind of insane. And there's Excrutiator. Luckily I have forced him to use this. I think right now we're just gonna sack this, go get Snare, make a dude. I'm just putting threats into play, because when he's probably just gonna straight exile the bottom, exile everything but the bottom 6, so I need to put enough threats into play that I can just make, like, repurpay a copy of this construct and just start swinging wide. Because that would get around a 6/6 or a 4/4. So that hurts. Until it doesn't. Crazy how that works. You got a bit of Triumph? I feel like he's got a bit of Triumph. Like, is he gonna go empty-handed, or is he gonna take another 3 damage? If he takes another 3 damage, he's kind of fucked, but I'm curious to see what he does. I'm not sacking anything until you put something in play that I can literally yank off the board. He definitely has removal of some kind. And it probably is a Bitter Triumph. And he probably has... I wouldn't be surprised if he had a Superior Spider-Man as his second card, because of how he's doing this. I don't think he should grab Excrutiator, but he's probably grabbing Excrutiator. That makes the most sense for, like, what his deck is. I only have access to 6 cards, but luckily I can at least see some of those cards. The thing is what do I get? Good question. Superior Spider-Man is, it enters as... I think I just swing for 5 here. He's gonna pop it. Yeah, that's fine. I think we're just gonna end it here. I don't really want to sacrifice anything on my board to search. And that Duresta unfortunately didn't do anything for you. Yay for me. Emeritus is annoying, but depending on what I have in my deck, I can deal with it. The problem is what do I have in my deck? Right? That's always the biggest problem with this. And he's going to probably Ancestral Recall targeting me to put me to 0 cards. So I really need to find a way to deal with him. He has exactly 2 cards left in his library. So yeah, the math will work out. He's going to Ancestral Recall targeting me. I'm going to draw 3 cards, and then I'm just going to lose the game. That doesn't do anything for me, does it? I don't think it does. If it was a counterspell, it'd be perfect. But he has a million mana to pay for it. Yeah, you can just make me draw. Oh, Krang was the only other thing I could have gotten. Yeah, I'll pay for it. Sure, why not? I don't really care. Yeah, what do I surveil? Surveil nothing. That's great. Love it. Yeah, I don't really want to show him Krang. We'll just force him to go to... We'll force him to do the click. So close, man. Bottom card Krang. I'm glad I didn't search for anything, because that would have screwed me. What I should have technically done was sack the Ultron to try and find a 4-drop, but like chances of him exiling a 4-drop are pretty high. And you're just doing that for no reason. You can literally end the turn, but go off king. Yeah, you didn't even attack. What was the fucking point of casting a spell? Like, just to say you had one? Like, you might as well just not do anything. So at this point... Torpor Orb's in, Soul Guides are in... do I care Get Lost? I probably care about Get Lost a little bit. Tidebenders are in for sure. Authorities I don't really need. What can come out? Like, the Mind Stone can come out. It's... not going to do a whole lot. Krangs can come out. Roads could probably come out. Because, like, I don't really care about removing his, specifically the types of creatures he has. Actually, well, if he's playing the land... then I might want a Rhodes. Because if he's playing the land creature, that actually matters. I can technically pop out a Bay, but I don't really want to do that. I can get rid of a Droid for the Soul Guide Lantern, that's fine. He's not really targeting my... like, Droid isn't actually really good here, because he's not targeting me for anything in specific, like not targeting my board for much. Like, he has spot removal. I don't really want to lose a Droid for generic spot removal. I don't think that's good. So I think Interference is fine, and I don't really have anything else I want to put in the deck, so I think we just leave in Mind Stone and call it there. Okay. Classic Superior Spider-Man Excrutiator. See what we can do. Nothing with this hand. This hand is garbage. This hand is a little bit better, but still not that great. I'm going to put the Aura Sight back because I don't really have a good way of playing it at the moment. I need to draw a lot of lands. And I have 2 Perilous Snares, which are slightly cheaper. He's going to get rid of the counterspell, you bitch. You get rid of the counterspell. I can't do anything on turn 2. If you hit anything else, you're so dumb. Why? I'm just not going to play anything, my guy, because I got a counterspell. What are you doing? He probably has, like, another Duress or something to remove shit out of my hand. I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't draw land, which sucks. Shuri. Fuck. We're so dead here. We're so dead. Oh, I could just play Soul Guide for free. That's hilarious. He's got nothing in his grave. Fuck it. We're gonna play Shuri, and then we're gonna free cast Soul Guide Lantern. Oh, even if he kills Shuri, it's hilarious. I don't even care. Hexer, do it. I know you got one. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I'll just get rid of that for now. I don't really care. Now, whenever I want to, I can pop your grave. Yeah, go for it. Discard the thing I'm gonna exile. The thing is this deck really does not want to discard the creatures when I play Lantern. So, yeah, he's only going to discard the useless creature, essentially. Sure. What do you want to get rid of? What's useful to you, do you think? I'd get rid of the counterspell, because I only have 2 fucking mana. Yeah, there you go. Fucking finally. Just play Shuri, because I got nothing else going for me. And we're gonna pick. Come on, what you got? Yeah, he starts out really strong here. Luckily for me, he doesn't have second blue mana, so even if he were to play Deceit this turn, he's not getting the bounce and the discard, which would suck because he would just he would just target the Soul Guide Lantern, and then I would lose it instantly because I'd have to crack it. And then he'd still discard a card out of my hand, which sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, draw as many cards as you want, my guy. The point here is that I'm trying to make you go a little slower. Hopefully to find something to be able to stop you. Like if I put Torpor Orb into play, that'd be so good. Because then it would stop all of your shenanigans. The only downside is it also stops a vote. Which does suck. Because then he can play 2 mana dude. But you just won't get the full effect out of it. But at that point, do you really care if you get the full effect or not? Probably not. Discard. MODOK. Why are you playing MODOK? This is such a random card to play in the deck. Like, I don't understand why you're playing it at all. I have Tidebinder for countering anything he plays that might be a threat to me. Sure. Sure, you can get rid of the snare. The 2 are creatures, you only have 1 option. Yeah. So now you gotta play around Tidebinder, you gotta play around Soul Guide Lantern. I'm really limiting what you can do. But I'm also limiting what you can do, because I got nothing to work with. This is like the 2nd game in a row where I've just got nothing in one of the games to work with. Like, no lands, no actual things I can do. Mainly because my opponent keeps making me discard. But even here, like, I don't want to cast Bay. Right? Because it's like 4, 5, 6. He has enough to Excrutiator. And that's literally what he's waiting to do right now, is Excrutiator. The problem is, why are you duressing when you know my hand is literally just 2 creatures? Like, how are you finding all of your duresses? Like, this is crazy. It's actually fucking crazy that you're finding every single duress in your goddamn deck. Holy fuck. And he's just gonna win with an Emeritus, because I can't fucking do anything to it. You gonna attempt to Excrutiator at least? Make me... What do you got in here? MODOK? Flying Lifelink. Doesn't do anything. Why is this in your deck? Yeah, I don't care. You can have a MODOK. That does not bother me. Shuri? Why? That's even weirder. MODOK at least has flying. This I'm unsure of. Also, I shouldn't be playing Shuri, but I've just given up hope that I'm ever gonna really do anything this game. Sure. Draw your 3 cards. I don't care. We got 8 cards in his grave. Well, that's probably why he didn't want to brick his grave, so he could get another Ancestral Recall, delve his grave. Strategic Betrayal. Sure. I don't think it matters. Deceit. Sure. What do you want to bounce? Yeah, go for it. Yeah, you get rid of Tidebinder. Like, that makes the most sense. Yeah. That's nothing I can do. I literally lose the game because I just didn't have enough mana. Or even the right amount of cards to really deal with him, right? I saw 3 Shuris, 2 Snares, and one counterspell. Like, what am I... I'm not doing anything with that. So... that's unfortunate. We did the thing at least once, though, but... yeah, like, we're just getting... like, all these control decks are just... it's just not happening. He didn't even need to do that. He's just kind of showing off. That's just how Magic works. Alright, final round. Let's see what we're up against. Like, these hands, unfortunately, aren't doing much. They let me set up a bunch, but, like, what am I doing with this? Realistically. So, biggest issue is that despite being a control deck, this is really bad against other control decks. Literally, there's just not a whole heck of a lot I can do against, like, decks that operate in the same way as it. Crazy to think about, but yeah, like, there's just not much going on in terms of, like, what it can do. I don't really know. Is there not enough, like, draw? Or is it just something else I'm not seeing with the deck? I would love to know that. I do have enough to Riptide. That's actually crazy. Yeah, Roots is good. Yeah, like, these setups are nice, because my opponent probably can't do a whole heck of a lot. Do I want Ultron? Yeah, I don't hate Ultron. I'm just not getting mana. I'd rather... I don't even think I want to Repurpay. I think I'd rather Ultron over Repurpay at this point. Just because I don't have a whole lot of mana. There's the other thing, too. Like, I'm running a decent amount of lands. It's not a crazy amount. So you'd think I would have more... like, just better access. But I don't. I do not, unfortunately. Ooh. Downside of playing Root is when you mill the Root. That sucks. Okay, so can pop it. Is he gonna spend literally all of his resources to just destroy this one artifact? Because that's actually kind of crazy. But I think he is going to, yeah. He should wait till my end step. Instant speed ability, I believe. Like, he could. I believe he can wait till my end step, right? Yeah, it doesn't say he can't, so he's just pulling the trigger finger on it. What do we want to copy? I think we want to have my Mind Stone become a copy of this thing. And then we're just going to snare it. I technically could have kept a mana open and made the Mind Stone tap itself to become a copy of this, but like it just doesn't. It just doesn't matter. Could have also attacked for 6 and tapped one of these. I'm just playing poorly now, because I'm kind of just a little dejected from running into like 3 control decks in a row and just having hands that didn't do anything. It's a part of the game, but it just sucks. Because, like, realistically, I should be able to do some things a little bit better. But it's just not working out. I still don't have blue mana. Like, that's actually insane. We're gonna save Riptide for when he gets rid of the Insidious Roots again. Hold on, cancel this. So I want to float away mana. No, but I want to turn my Mind Stone into a dude and just swing at you. Yeah, it was probably a bit much. I'm just kind of done. I just want to do things. I just want to click. This is why Mind Stone's actually good, though. That I would not have been able to do as much without it. Typical graveyard deck. Playing Roots combo. So, like, I can put Star Cages in the deck. I don't think I need droids in this version of the game. We can bring in Get Lost and Wreck Raid. Authority of the Consuls is actually super good against this deck as well. I'm actually going to take out the Mind Stone, even though it was, like, decently good. I'm going to take out at least one Snare. And we're going to hit Authority in here. Do note that Star Cage can't actually hit the enchantment. It sucks. It is what it is. But that's why we have other things that can hit enchantments. I'm taking out Krangs. They don't do anything. And I'm putting in a Soul Guide because they're a graveyard deck. And if they're going to trigger a Roots, it counts not per creature card that gets exiled. It's just one or more. So however many get exiled in a single instance, that's what it counts. So if they're going to rip one out of their graveyard, I'm just going to get rid of the whole graveyard. I could probably try to fit Tidebenders in. I don't think that's good on when I'm on the draw, because I'm a little bit slower than my opponent, and they're going to be able to do more things before I can even Tidebinder their stuff. So I just want to have a little bit more of a focus. Focus on, like, reactive play. Cheaper removal spells. But there is something to be said about trying to jam Tidebinders in. Yeah, this slaps. I got Bricks, I got Phase, I got Ultron, like, what else do you need? I got no turn 1 play, so we just do that. Now the thing is he's gonna be essentially undeterred. He's gonna need to deal with the stuff already. I don't got enough things to deal with the stuff. But after this I will. Because I can just put Bay into play, and then depending on what he decides to put on his board, I just rip his whole board away by sacking the bricks. I shouldn't be losing too much off all these attacks until I can just rip his board apart. Shuri can't play Repurpe right now, so we're just going to jam Repurpe. He can't really counter it unless he has annuls in his sideboard for some reason. But I don't see him playing one land for blue. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, seems good. Yeah, I think we just activate. Force it. Pinnacle. Rip his board. Does he have the answer? Oh, he just has mill a bunch of cards. That's a bunch of lands. That sucks. That is a rough mill. Yeah. I don't know what he was looking for in that, because that just gets you permanent cards. I don't think he has an answer to this. I think at most he probably has a creature removal spell, and he's probably going to do so to kill one of his ghasts. Oh, two of his ghasts. That's even better. Super, super good. Yeah, plays Forest, gets both blood ghasts back. That's solid play. Love it. There's a big problem with your play, though, is that I have an Ultron. And... yeah. That's your big problem. I got an Ultron. He can't block, so we're just gonna attack. And I got a 2/4 that can block, so attacking is actually not the greatest thing in the world. Ouroboros. Pretty good magic card. About to get yeeted off the face of this planet. Do that. Auto pay. Do that. I'd rather you have the Blood Yes back easily. We're gonna have an enter tapped, and we're just gonna go to combat and swing out. Yeah, like this. This is what the control deck does, right? But against Spellslinger decks, just doesn't work as effectively. I need to have, like, Ultron does create another threat level, but not to the same effectiveness as the other cards. I think we got really unlucky, to be honest with you. I think this deck is pretty solid. The biggest problem is just that because control decks are so rampant in the metagame, it's hard to really play this, especially like Loris, not Loris. I'm thinking a fucking vintage for some reason right now. Jeskai Rev is a crazy deck right now. Really popular because you can just play extremely loose and extremely fast. There's not a lot of really good ways of dealing with it, unlike in other formats like Pioneer. This deck probably could do better in Pioneer because you have access to cards like Damping Sphere and stuff like that to slow your opponent down so they can't really spell sling as often. And with Repurposing Bay allowing you to tutor it out, it's not unreasonable that you could slow down your opponent with a few cards just to be able to let yourself get there. The other issue is that, unlike Jeskai Rev, with it being an instant speed removal spell, draw spell, life gain spell, like everything attached to it is gravy. This deck is solely relying on, quite literally, 2 cards with a heavy hand on 1. Simulacrum Synthesizer it's relying on, and then you can build a similar style deck to this with Ultron, where you just want to go like a bunch of mana, make a bunch of tokens of things you put into play, and just start going. Like, that is a good, like, another good way of looking at this. I thought of a different list that uses, instead of clay-fired bricks, it uses the mana rock from that set to help you kind of like do something similar to Mindstone, where it can pay for half the cost of like a Repurp Bay, or pay into a Shuri and transform itself into like a Synthesizer or like an Ultron or something, and be able to get you further and further with like essentially tapping for free. Like this does a little bit more than that though, for like 2 more mana, but I just don't know what the proper layout should be. The Fugitive Droids are only really good against the control matchups. Like, I could probably not play them in game 1, but I just don't see a reason not to play them outright, just because it has the counter ability and it has an unblockable ability attached to it. Like, you're not really pumping this guy, but we have the option. We have the Perilous Snares, we have ways to make map tokens. Like, we have the option to do so. I don't really like seeing it a lot of the time, and it feels like a completely dead card. I feel like I could probably, with how much graveyard synergies in the format, we could probably just main deck Soul Guide Lanterns and put Fugitive Droids in the sideboard. But yeah, I think the only thing I would change is just get rid of Phantom Interferences and replace them with negates in the sideboard. I don't know why I didn't think of negates in the initial list when I was drafting it up, but like negates are just better in this, especially in this metagame, because you're not really negating, you're not really trying to counter anything with it that's not a non-creature. So I think negates are just way too good to pass up. Other than that, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear some feedback on this. If you this type of content that you enjoy in your Magic day-to-day life. I'm not really a control player myself, but this deck is just, it tweaks my combo brain a little bit, because I can think of like different lines. It's not the same style of gameplay every time, and I love it, and I want to maximize on this before we lose this, because this is rotating out at the start of next year with the first set of next year, which is going to be in January. So we're going to lose it pretty quick. Usually Magic releases near the end of January. So unfortunately, I'll have to build this in Pioneer and test it out there. I think this could actually do well in Pioneer, but I'd have to look at the metagame and see how fast the game is, because you're asking a lot to go to synthesizers, but we still have access to juries and a few other ways to make artifacts cheap, so I don't hate it. But that's something for another day. Thanks for watching.